input in our areas of the water and rice issue. Recently, while I was working on the ground, I saw that the city of Cape Town, the DA government, charges the people of the water and rights according to the properties. As all of us know, these people got the properties from the council many years back, the 70s, and now the value of the property went up. And because of the value of the property went up, they're charging the people not for the water that they use. And I've challenged that many times now in the recent few months before I was elected candidate. And I was working with people on the ground. It's very difficult for us as ANC people to go into the DA office and say, listen here, so you are robbing the people. The people can't afford, their pension is, they start up people, the work they used to have those years, they don't have it anymore. So how can the people still pay their whole income because the voting rate is so a high bill and the people can't afford it? And also the piggyback. I've also discovered with the piggyback that they deducted from the people's account every month they deduct 1,400 rand. The next month, if your bill is now say 500 rand, the city can't still tell us what happens to the balance of the previous month. It don't get added to the new bill, it just disappears somewhere. So that's the challenge I've been
Okay.
having. So that's the biggest challenge we have here for the water. And secondly, as I moved into Lincoln, remember I came from Portland side, West side, so I'm moving over to Lincoln here. And the biggest issue we have in Lincoln here is that people's backyard dwellers, the people also got housing problems that side. Last night till say 12 o'clock, I was still sitting with a woman that wanted to assist her regarding the house that she's staying on that they want to sell out of her because of the water next account. It's very difficult for me to tell the people just hold on because if I would have been the council, the candidate for council for this area, I would have made sure that I work with government spheres to correct the disadvantage of our people to give them a better livelihood.
Okay. So let me just summarize some of the issues. So you're saying that in both areas, the rates and water, so the water levy is a problem. Will you scrap that? You're also saying that the property rates and the valuation is too high, and will you look into that and change that? And I think linked to that is also the question I want to ask both of you. Um, People in Mitchell's Plain have voted for the DA for the last 10 years, and they haven't, and they've been disappointed by the services, the delivery, but also opportunities for our people in Mitchell's Plain. What will you tell someone that is frustrated, disappointed, and why should they vote for you? Let me start with you, Comrade Bridget.
Comrade is I had this challenge where I had to take people physically, especially the other people. I took it into the water rates in message. And I also told him, for me it's difficult because now, as I tried to phone the DA counselors, they didn't pick up their phone. So I showed the person, I've got 5 DA counselors on my phone. But normally, we as ANC people are not authorized to sign on an agreement when it comes to indigenous reform or to have the amount scrapped. So if I would be councillor, I would think twice just to scrap and not other people. Bring me your bank account, bring me your this, bring me your that. Remember, our people can't or cannot read and write and doesn't know the small little clauses that we don't understand. The legal clauses our people don't understand because everybody don't come from a legal side. Where I go out, I read a document, I tell them, listen, read this, that is what the DA is putting us for us. And I know you don't understand it, it'd be better to smaller down. So if you make me your counselor, I will make sure the red tape, I will make the red tape disappear. Because I come from a poor area in the field, and I know the challenge of the poor people. That's why I decided if when our president asked me or the ANC asked me to become a candidate, I know I can make a difference. And I've made difference already. So for me just to go ahead with the work I've been doing on the floor, I will go ahead by going out of my way, as I've always been going out of my way, to make sure our people, the country's people, get a better livelihood, man.
Okay. Comrade Iqbal?
Thank you, Comrade. You know, on Saturday I was at Monterey Park, and we had a meeting in Elizabeth Street, and we couldn't hold a meeting for too long because the drains were blocked and they were overflowing. And when I questioned the people, they said it's been like that for 5 days. So for 5 days, they still were overflowing and the streets were smelling and the children were beginning to get sick. And that's the kind of service delivery that the people of Mitchell's Plain have come to expect from the DA. But so and I'm pleading to the community of Mitchell's Plain not to be taken for granted, not to go to the DA again, because they are taking our people for granted. When it comes to housing, we've got families staying in backyards. We've got people staying in houses that belongs to their parents and grandparents. So they mustn't be taken for granted. In fact, the problem in Montes Park that we found was that the people are renting out back renting the places for backyard dwellers. But at the same time, those backyard dwellers are now taking over houses because they cannot be put out. So things are getting worse. If there's no housing, things are going to become critical and dangerous. So please, people, please don't vote for the DA. Rather vote for the ANC that stands for housing.
Okay, so what I'm hearing both of you saying is that you can see clear visible evidence of failure of service delivery. Rains are overflowing, sewage in the roads, no houses being dealt with, no response to backyards. And so there is a strong appeal to people in discipline that you've given the DA 2 terms. You voted for them twice already in the last 10 years, and they have done nothing or very little to our communities. Now it's a chance for change, and that's why both of you, as community activists, are putting your voices out there that with yourself you have the political will to deliver. I want to ask the next question, which is linked to the manifesto and the pledge that we are making. So the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, announced that we as ANC will do more, will do better, will provide capable candidates, will provide competent servant leaders. Um, what stood out for you in the manifesto? And what is it that you want people of Lentegeur and Rocklands to know about your pledge that you're giving to the residents of Mitchell's Plain and Lentegeur and Rocklands? Let's start with you, Comrade Ikbal.
Thank you very much. The president talked about uniting our people. And the first thing that I'm going to do is unite our people within my ward. The people are separated. They don't know one another. And if you look at Montrose Park, doesn't know Lentegeur doesn't know Mandalay. And the problem is that the neighborhood watch are also broken up into pieces and are ineffective. The first thing is that I'm going to do is unite the neighborhood watch, because those are the only people that can fight crime in our wards. It's not just the police. The police can't be there 24 hours a day, but our neighborhood watches, if we empower them, give them bicycles, give them buffs, and maybe a stipend as well, so that they can become more effective. The other thing that the president talked about is free basic services. When the ANC had the city council, our poor people were enjoying free basic services. They were getting free electricity, free water, free basic services that was taken away by the DA. And if you look at my ward, we are poverty driven. Those people need those services so that they can have a little bit of electricity and a little bit of water so that life becomes better for them. So it's only through the ANC manifesto that I see a betterment for my community in my ward. And I'm sure the whole of Mitchell's Plain. In fact, the whole of Mitchell's Plain is a poverty zone. When we were in council as the ANC, Mitchell's Plain was a poverty zone. When the DA came in, they took that away so that services could not be rendered to our people.
Thank you, thank you. How about you, Comrade Bridget?
Comrade Faiez, I saw when I was I'm thinking of myself. And myself as a candidate, I won't be able to put all the stuff together that the people really need and want. So I decided different sectors, when it comes to sports sector, crime sector, safety sector, education sector, uh, to put them all together under one umbrella as I can recall and know. There's never been a sub-council committee in my ward. And I, as an ANC person, ANC activist, now decided I'm going to put all the structures together. I don't work with my people on the ground and listen to them what they really want. I've been doing that now for the past few years trying to put that together. It didn't work. But now, seeing that we got the power of my organization, the ANC, and also the power of our president, he's the president also of the ANC, I will take that power and put that power outside to the people. It is power to the people, not to myself. And I believe we fighted those years of power to the for the people. And if you put the power back into people's hands, they can tell you what they want. Then you will work for it further. And that is how I'm going to move to be here for the people.
Okay, so comrades, on the manifesto and the ANC's pledge, we're focusing quite long on the contract between our people and you as public representatives, myself included, where we're saying we're going to serve and solve our people's problems. We're not making empty promises. I think the key thing here is what Comrade Iqbal has talked about was that we're focusing on the basic service delivery. The ANC is the only one that has what we call free basic services, where we give 60 kiloliters of water free and I think 100 kilowatts of electricity free for poor communities, for the pensioners. Just like we are the only ones that are providing the pension policy, social wage, childcare and disability grant. So the ANC is the one that does care. In terms of being the ANC face in your area, I mean, how do you feel about this high tariffs and higher rates? And what will you do differently in the council about these things? Will you scrap them? Comrade, let's start with you, Comrade Bridgette.
Comrade, if it should be in my power, then I will scrap them. I will look for all the people, give me all the details and stuff. If I know that person is a SATA person, if I know that people haven't got extra income, then I will by myself, I will scrap them. If I get that opportunity, I will make the life easier. We come to the high tariff and the water. I will also go back. But remember, our people don't get that free water anymore. It's also been taken away. And the people also don't know how the water net account works. So I actually will go out of my way to educate the people and also tell them if they vote for me, I will make it go out of my way to make sure that this falls away.
How about yourself, Iqbal? How do you feel about the rights, the electricity, the
Well,
water, the property? How does it work?
well,
Explain to people.
for the services that has been rented to our people, those areas must definitely be scrapped. If you look at safety and security, if you go to the city center, there's policemen on every corner. But in our areas, there's no cameras, there's no policemen. You'll find the policemen driving in the van. They never get out. They don't walk our streets. So the services are unfair. And those areas must be scrapped because they don't equal the services that's delivered in our community. So I'm definitely 100% behind our president when he says those areas must be scrapped so that our poor people can start on a new page.
Okay, so you're really committed to scrapping the arrears, um,
100%.
affordable rights, affordable rights to those that are working, and also there must be an indigent policy for the poor so that they get basic services. Um, the- Look, I think the key thing is also the tariffs. There is this monthly tariff that the city is imposing. I think it's 162 rand per month, and that is not from national. It's not electricity. I think there is also a call that we must look at scrapping that electricity monthly, and the water pipe levy must also be scrapped.
Sure.
Okay,
From my side,
yeah, Comrade Iqbal.
they must. I'm 100% behind you. It must
All
be
right,
scrapped because those rights.
okay, so look, I think we've spoken about our pledge, we've spoken about our commitment to our people and why people of Mitchell's Plain should give the two of you a chance in that area. I want to ask a question around COVID. Uh, I mean, we've seen in the last more than year or so, a lot of our loved ones have passed, and you, as a chemist, a people's chemist in that area, you've been at the forefront of helping, saving lives, protecting people. Um, what is the message around the vaccination that you want to give? And also, how do we, because I know there was a lot of food security, our people are struggling, uh, food is a big issue, a lot of people are go hungry. Um, Tell us about what have you done, and more importantly, what is the message on vaccination? Why is it important that we must vaccinate? Comrade Iqbal?
Thank you very much, Comrade. It's so important that all of us that can be vaccinated must be vaccinated so that our communities can start where we were before the pandemic. If we don't do that, we will have another wave, a fourth wave. But if we do have everybody vaccinated, there won't be a fourth wave. At the moment, our third wave is behind us. So this is now the ideal opportunity for everybody to be vaccinated. And in fact, national government has made it so easy for us that everywhere there must be a place where you can be vaccinated. Like us
Comrade Iqbal,
to have
you
had
broke up.
mobile clinics to go around and, in fact, vaccinate people. But that hasn't happened in our area. If you look at Mitchell's Plain is vast. It's almost got 2 million people, and our vaccination center is at the hospital, at the Lenteghi Hospital. If we had a couple of more outlets like in wards, why can't we have outlets within our wards so that everybody has an opportunity to be vaccinated, and also educate our people and tell them that if you do not vaccinate, you may fall ill and you may land up in hospital and you could die. But if you are vaccinated, if you do get the virus, you won't be so ill. You won't land up in hospital, and if you do land up in hospital, you won't be as ill as somebody that's not vaccinated. And people, if you look at the people that have died, those are the people that were not vaccinated. So the science is clear. Everybody must be vaccinated. And in fact, very soon, children may also be vaccinated because those are studies that's been done overseas. And in Britain, that eventually the time will come when it's going to become mandatory to be vaccinated. So why not do it now and save yourself and save your family and save your loved ones and save our community? Get vaccinated.
Thank you, thank you. Comrade Bridget, a lot of important personalities in Mitchell's Plain came out and lobbied for vaccinate. Our imams, our priests, personalities in there. Um, why do you think people are so hesitant? And what is your message also to people? Plasma Africans, what can you tell people? We have been vaccinated. What is the message that you can give that can force people or encourage people to get vaccinated?
Well, Faiz, myself, we lost a lot of family members and friends due to COVID. And I went for my vaccination, the first one and the second one. I've got different body sickness by myself. So when I went for that injection, my whole body is feeling much, much better. I've spoken to youth, I've spoken to elder people, actually to elder people also for the vaccination. And they can feel their immune system is really more healthier than it was before the injection. That's why I tell the people, don't be scared for the injection. It will give you a better chance to be more freely to go out. Just remember, when COVID came, anxiety also came. And you will feel more free when you injected to go to the shop and stuff. But now you will have it, but you will still survive. So the COVID injection prevents you from getting sick and dying. It prevents you from it prevents you from a lot of stuff. And then the other thing that I want to also speak about is the food security. During lockdown, when lockdown came, we had 5 feeding soup kitchens here in our ward, and we're feeding feed people with different organizations. I belong to an organization called MPDAC. We feed the people all over Mitchell's Plain. So my our ward was part of that organization also. When COVID still left, it came down to two because remember people didn't have money to move food and stuff. And so in our ward we got a big problem with food security. and the full kitchen's closed. So I will also try to better, because we got 3 days only feeding, but our people need food every day. So if I'm going to be counselor, I would rather think about putting food into people's houses and also encourage people to be whoever. Because remember, the people still haven't got no employment is very low still in Mitchell's Plain, and our youth is unemployed. So for us also to get work and to put food in the table is very difficult. So I will try to see how I can go out more to, because sometimes I have to take money to my shop and the people come knock on the door. I have to see what I can share with them. Remember, life is not easy anymore. So for us, we need to get ourselves more out, help the people as I more. So I will press in and see how we can help the people for difficulty. And also the other thing for COVID is I know the DA government made it live and wild to say the red dot's going to take those people to the hospital. But until now, I begged the councillors, I begged the DA government transport, MEC, I begged him, MEC, where's the transport that can take the people to go for the vaccination? Most of our people haven't got taxi fare to go to this vaccination site. And MC promised on social media, the dot is available. Till now, they're not coming to the party. Not because people don't want to go for the injection, they haven't got taxi fare to go there to the injection. So we as ANC people will see how we can go and around and ask, Mommy, did you go for injection? My child, did you go for injection? To make sure, because the people want to go for injection, but certain financial constraints also forbid them. And also they're not
Okay.
also in wheelchairs and stuff, so they won't be able to go to the hospital site.
Okay, so the issue of the vaccination is very clear. You're encouraging all of us to vaccinate. The transport, we must make it accessible. We must help to find taxis or even mobile clinics, and I think we must encourage that. I think they're making it easier now. We want to encourage, especially the elder, especially the working people, to get vaccinated. There is mobile vaccination centers. I think it's important that we just share those centers. I think for me, the next question I want to speak to is the question of, yes, you've got 20 days left in your campaign, both of you. Um, and on the 1st of November, people will come out. There will be a winner and a loser in your campaign in that areas. What are you doing now? What is your activities and your programs to convince people to come out in their numbers and why they must vote for you? So share your program, share your activities, share your plans for the next 20 days to encourage people to come out and vote for you. Let's start with you, Comrade Bridgette.
The program is so the people now saw us already. So every time we have to change our program, because now most people got confidence that Bridget is here. So we get different calls for housing, different calls for labor, different calls, also in my fishing sector, uh, different calls for more help. So our program is running where we go out and announce ourselves. Our program also running out where the people know us as candidates, so the people know us, they know what we are capable of. So now we need to adjust our program to make sure that we can, all the people know that we're here. And so, but if the people want us, the program, we go according to the people that shout. If tomorrow somebody shout for housing, then we have to go out and do that housing. Tomorrow for crime, we have to go out and do that crime. For school, we have to go out. So our program change varies.
Are you doing door to door? Are you doing voter contact in your area?
Yes, we are coming by. Yes, we're doing that. We're going doing door to door pamphleteering and walking about. We do that.
Okay. How about you, Comrade Islam?
Comrade, I want the people to vote for me and for us because we have the political will to unite our community and we stand for development. We are the only ones that can facilitate development in our area. The DA doesn't have the political will to develop our area. Neither does it have the budget to develop our area. Only national government can develop our area. So we will be canvassing local government, provincial government, as well as national government for development in our area. And the ANC is the only party that can do that. We will also be promoting housing, jobs, And of course, what we say through basic services, I want our people to vote for us for what we stand. And that is for development in our area and to improve the lives of your people and the people of Mitchell's Plain.
Okay. And also in terms of your campaigns, are you doing voter contact? Are you going to public areas,
Oh,
where the people are, the business centers? Are you making contact so that people know who they are? Are you working with voters' rolls, comrades? Comrade Iqbal?
unfortunately, no, unfortunately, we don't have a voters roll. But what we've done, we've broke our vote into sectors, and we are doing door to door. We are doing door to door almost every day for about 5 or 6 hours. We've covered about, say, 50% of our work. We've covered by door to door. And there's quite a bit to do. We must still do part of Mandalay. We must do New Leinster here. We must do Monterey Park. We've covered the old Leinster here already. So, and that's quite a big part of the award. So we are doing door to door, but at the same time, we are collecting cell phone numbers. So, so with those cell phone numbers, we will be targeting social media. And I think that is the next phase of our campaign, social media. But we cannot do it without our cell numbers. So when we do door to door, that's the first thing we do. We collect cell numbers. Before we even ask them who they're gonna vote for, we want the cell numbers. Because even if they're gonna vote for the GA, we are still gonna target them with our campaign.
Great, that's good news, comrades, and I think we must keep it up. Um, in terms of volunteers, party agents, how far are we getting with that? And also, I would also recommend that in addition to door, we also target your city, your shopping centers, your busy transport nodes, your places where people come, the clinics, your and those type of things. Are you putting that in your program for the next 20 days?
No, definitely, it's part of my program. We haven't done that yet, but that is definitely part of our program coming the next 2 weeks. Sure,
Okay.
comrade.
And how about you, Comrade Bridget? Are you canvassing there in Wembley? Are you going to have contact with the mosques, the churches, the sports fraternities, the influencers in your area, influential families? Are we targeting them?
Yes, Comrade Faiz. I actually went already by later to the workers. I went back to them last week into a follow-up meeting. In the transport people, I've interacted with transport people. I was supposed to go this morning. Now this time I was supposed to go to the schools because I'm actually interacting with the schools. I'm going to the repair centers. I went to the police station already to report that I'm a candidate for the ANC. I was well received. So the people just waiting for me to come out for more meetings and then the program is all running. I just need to go every day. So time for me now to sit around and not doing something is not really my time.
Okay, just the second last question I want to ask is the DA is putting these laws now, those bylaws about the nuisance that bans church bells and bans adhan, the call to prayers, and also makes it a criminal offense for the homeless and finding homeless. How is people in Mitchell's Plain responding to this? Comrade Bridget, let's start with you.
So my
Okay, can
friend
I
is
tell you?
especially when it comes to the Muslim, I think that is depriving the Muslim people from their religion. And also there's the churches that do the corner churches and also the churches that make loud music. I think that is not right. Would everybody have their own right to have their own religion and is depriving them because here in the world we first learn to live spiritually. That makes you stronger and naturally come always afterwards. So the spiritual side is the if the dear want to break the people's spiritual side is the strong side of humanity. So the people's humanity is the spiritual side and to break that down. And I don't know how the people can still vote for the DA government that is completely against their religion where they were reared in to take that away from them. I don't think that's right.
Okay,
I
Iqbal?
don't think other people going to handle that.
No, thank you very much, comrade. You know, on Saturday I heard had this meeting in Montrose Park. And in that meeting, after I addressed the meeting, the first question that was asked to me, no, it wasn't even a question. It was a lady in front, and she wasn't a Muslim. She was a Christian. And she said, Mr. Salwary, I'm so disappointed in the GA. And I said, why? She said, we Christians can ring our bells, but the Muslims cannot make the azan. So I asked her, yes, we're all very, very disappointed, but how does it affect you? And she said, you know what? The Azan for us made us area safer. It made us in the morning, it is our alarm clock. And at the same time, when the Azan goes off, the people are walking the streets, the people are going to the mosque, and it makes our area so much safer because those people have to get up very early in the morning to go to work. And if the roads are safer for them, then it's so much better. And that was only one of the reasons. She felt that it was so unfair that the Muslims cannot have the Adhan. And that didn't come from a Muslim. Came from the Christian. And the whole meeting supported that. So the feeling amongst our people is that it was a very bad move by the GA, and they don't see it as something religious. They see it something against a particular religion. They feel that the Muslims has been marginalized by the DA. And in fact, another guy said this could be a move by the Jews. I don't know how much that is true, but that's the feeling amongst the people. They know that there's some hand behind it, and they feel that the Muslims should not have been suffered this from the DA. So our
Yeah.
people are not with what the DA has proposed for the Muslim people. They are definitely against it.
Yeah. No, look, I think the DA must be roundly condemned for religious intolerance. I think that is a very clear message. Also the Cape Flats, was it maybe cake bells, or was it maybe adans, or was it, we grew up in a very tolerant, diverse communities. And so I think it's important that we as Mitchell's Plain people, my ma is nog altyd in Mitchell's Plain, and people were saying that we can't have, where the Constitution protects our right to religion, we can't have these bylaws unconstitutional to ban our churches, our mosques, our call to pray. So we must rally communities around this. You must ensure that both Muslims and Christians and all the faith come together and condemn this. And clearly, we as ANC candidates, we want to give you the mandate to change the silly bylaws that the city is doing. I want to conclude by just giving both of you an opportunity to just give your final thoughts. Personally, from my side, Mitchell's Plain has been a very important constituency. I grew up there. Mitchell's Plain was always involved in the struggle. It was involved in the UDF, and we want to get Mitchell's Plain liberated. Mitchell's Plain and Kailicha, between those two townships, the majority of Capetonians live. So we are the biggest voter, and we want to get people from the area to represent us. And you represent that. You both are local people. You both are grounded people. And so how do we bring people together? Because the DA divides us, but the ANC is a home, a plek for us all. And so what is that message of hope that you want to leave to people? And also from my side, I want to wish you both good luck. So maybe your concluding remarks, both. I'm going to give you each one 30 seconds. Comrade Ikbal, let's start with you.
Thank you very much, Comrade. It's about time that the people in Mitchell's Plain voted for the ANC so that we can bring development in our area and bring a better life to our poor people and Mitchell's Plain as a whole. If you look at the transport system, it's so unfair that our people have to go by by buses that's unsafe, and by trains that's unsafe, and by taxis that's that's unsafe because the people get dropped on the buses, they get dropped on the trains, and we have got no safety. There's no security for our people. So it's about time that the people of Mitchell's Plain give the ANC a chance so that we can improve our area in a big way, so that we can bring back urban renewal. Because when the ANC was in power, Mitchell's Plain and Khaleesi were identified as urban renewal nodes. And by now, we should have had much more development in our area, but development has been stifled by the DA. So people in Mitchell's Plain, please wake up so that we can develop our area the way it's supposed to be developed so that we can have a better life for our children and our children's children. Thank you very much, Comrade.
Thank you, Comrade Iqbal, and good luck. Comrade Bridgette, your final words of encouragement to our people of Mitchell's Plain. What must they do on the 1st of November?
Comrade Faiez, I want to show the people that know me. I've been working with the youth. We get there, every conversation.
Comrade Bridgette, praat 'n bietjie harder.
I say, Comrade Faiez?
Praat 'n bietjie harder.
'n bietjie harder. Ja, dat Afrikaans wat ek wat harder. Ja, wat nou. Die kinders van Mitchell's Plain het aanbemoedig. Gaan woud met kinders van. Julle weet, daar's nie werke vir julle nie. Maar wat julle ook bied is, soos hulle sê, hulle hou nie van Zuma nie. Maar Zuma het vir hulle free education gegee. En through free education het baie gaan study. En Mitchell's Plain is daar free education. Kom na ons toe, wat ANC is. Ons daar verseker, julle kry bursaries. Dan verseker jy uitgedrop het by die skool. As jy die skoolklaar moet is al skills. So ons te veel in die skills. Ons maak verseker dat julle gerecognized word. En dan, as jy nog by my huis, dan sal jy ook aan die pad kyk. As ek kies ook aan die pad by my huis. Een van die kinders het probeer om met die gangsters van die gangs af te kom. Nee? Hy was in my program. Hy het so goed gevoel, want hy was jong, hy het die skool klaar gemaak nie. Maar as hulle program het gebied het, nou gaan ek bietjie vir my help. En ongelukkig skiet hulle hom ook aan my deur. Skiet hulle hom, hy het nie gebly nie, hy het 'n lank getrek, hy was bang. Hulle kom skiet hom, die voel my deur toe, hy het die dag, en my kinders moet hulle sê, die ANC is julle future vorentoe. Ons bekry daai jaar vir julle future. Free education, so dis waarom ek is vir ons kinders, ons ouers, en vir wie ewe, die ANC het 'n bietjie verander, maar ons gaan dit weer regbring. Daarom het ons verkies om weer terug te sit na die ou history toe om saam te bou, building our future together and making a better future.
Okay, with that, we want to thank both of our candidates. Wish you very good luck, all the best. My pleidooi also kan mense van Mitchell's Plain, gee ons kandidaate in Mitchell's Plain, gee Comrade Ikbal, gee Comrade Bridgette 'n kans. Hulle is mense, hulle is van ons area, hulle gaan nie uitmove en hulle is al klaar community activists. As julle vir hulle die mandaat gee, gaan hulle beter serve in die city of Cape Town. So my pleidooi is that all Mitchell's Plain mense come out on Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Tune in tomorrow again. We'll continue this and we'll get exciting young candidates so that you know who our candidates is. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.